Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is my FlossTube for the end of September to show my progress through September. I'm at a different location in my house because the enclosed porch where I usually do my filming is now a storage area for lumber and drywall because we are working on restoring, turning an office into a bathroom on the first floor. So it's a mess and I can't reach the chair that I usually sit in. So I'm in my husband's office today, which is a lot more quiet, and I'm tempted to film here more often. But in any case, I wanted to just go over the things that I've been working on. And my goal this month was to do 1,500 stitches on each of my projects, which I didn't make, but I almost did. I fell a little short, but I also added a few projects, so that's probably why. It just was unrealistic. When I went back and checked, it would have had to have been, I would have had to have done 450 stitches a night, every single night, and there are just some nights you don't stitch that much, even though you're stitching for hours because of the type of work you're doing. So it didn't happen. But anyway, I do have a lot of things to share. The one thing I will say is I did not work on this Nativity. The Nativity, I didn't work on at all. Not one bit. We're taking some time apart to reflect on our relationship and decide if it's really what we want to have. So I'm not going to say we're broken up yet, but we're just taking some time apart. I do want to try to give it a good solid chance. I want to give this relationship a chance, but there's just too many other exciting things to work on right now that I'm just not interested. So maybe it's because I'm doing 1/1 on 28 count. It's not very thrilling, but I don't know, we shall see. So anyway, this does not look any different. I didn't put a single stitch in it. As far as everything else, I had my Legend of Zelda, which I'm making for Lincoln, little Link, my baby. I've always enjoyed working on this one, so I've been trying to just go back and fill in the places that need filled in, but also I've put a little more attention onto Zelda's face, so we're coming into exciting times. But this is where I'm at with that one. So I filled in, almost all of this is complete now. I think though it is all complete, that whole area. There's just a few stitches I need in here and in here, but this whole section is finished, completely finished. And then I started working on her face. I only did 1,500 stitches, so it doesn't look like the type of progress I've had in other months, because it's not. But we're still trucking along. So I'm hoping to finish her face this month in October and work on this area here, because I'm going to try to get all the way over here completed and then work down. Even though I did a little bit of this. I did some more work here too. That's almost completely filled in too. But anyway, that's Zelda. So, and then my other video game piece is my Don't Starve Together, which my husband's been playing this new game called Darkwood, which is really scary, but it's a lot like Don't Starve, where you're surviving in a wilderness And I always enjoy that kind of game for some reason. It makes me want to go back and play Don't Starve again. Don't Starve Together. I like Don't Starve Together more than Don't Starve because I like the characters more. I mean, there's more options for characters in Don't Starve Together. But anyway, so this is where I'm at with this one. I worked on the face. I worked on the face a little bit more, and this red banner of fury. So her face is really yellow compared to the original artwork. It just comes across a lot more yellow. Maybe not so much in person as it does on camera, but I chalk it up to the lighting from the flames all around them, because there's all these fires going. It's very red, flame, earthy piece, so that's probably why her colors aren't so pale, because in the video game she's like washed out, grayish, beige, so there's not a whole lot of color. But anyway, so that's where I am with that one. I'm working on a dragon sampler that I got on Etsy. I talked about the store in the last in my last FlossTube. I can't remember it now, but I'm making this as a pillowcase. I'm going to make it into a pillowcase, I think, for my youngest daughter, who's really into fantasy and dragons. And so she picked out the colors. She wanted a red dragon and a green dragon, and so I'm stitching it based on the colors that she asked for. But I got a larger frame to put it in. I'm hoping to just stretch it over. Gosh, my hair is on everything. I'm hoping to stretch it over this whole frame. They don't need to like move the frame around. But anyway, this is where I'm at so far. So as you can see in the picture that I shared, there's going to be four squares with different designs in it. And I'm hoping to do just one square section at a time. So I'm working on this square section. But here's some of the detail work. So pretty happy with it. I'm going to do this all in green around the border, and then move on to the middle. But anyway, so we'll see how that keeps going. I was kind of apprehensive about using so many colors, but I'm trying to use the colors that are in this blend. Aside from the red here is not very red. It's more of like a pinkish, and I want to use a darker red for the dragon. So I'll do that. But other than that, like the yellow, I'm going to use in the flowers. And then this lighter red and the green and stuff I'm going to try to use in other areas. So it's not, it seems like there's a lot of color going on. It's not a lot of different colors. That's the plan. So we'll see how it looks. It's a big time-consuming experiment. But I'll do the experiment so you don't have to. And then I have the Blackbird Designs that I've been working on for my brother. It's a housewarming gift. So I've really been enjoying this. I like having the pattern keeper on the phone, but sometimes it's just easier to have it in hand, especially if I'm going somewhere and my son needs my phone to be entertained, to be quiet. This is handy to have. I don't need to have my phone and my pattern keeper open. He can have the phone and his Netflix cartoons, and then I can just pull something like this out. So in any case, my goal had been to complete this house this month, which I did. And I do want to mention that the colors I'm using are the colors in their chart here. they're not the colors here. They don't match the colors on the front, and maybe it's just the lighting, or because they didn't use DMC. I don't know, but it's different. So let me show you. This is where I am at. I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. At this point, I want to finish this here, which is where I'm going to put their house number, and then I'm going to work on the border, and then I just have to put in a couple birds and little hearts and doodads, and then it'll be complete. So I'm trucking along. But if you look comparatively, if I can do that between the two, the colors just don't say. I guess side by side they're similar, certainly, but they're not the same. So I don't know if that's normal for Blackbird Designs or for these inserts. This is the first one I've ever gotten to try, so I don't know what to expect, but it looks different. It definitely looks different, but I'm happy with it. And again, this is a little wider because their name. I'm going to have to stretch it out, so I'm going to have to take some liberty with the design to make sure it fits properly and looks right, but I think so far it's looking pretty good. I'm hoping to get it done and sent to them for Christmas because they live in another state, and I don't think I'll see them for Christmas, but I wanted to at least get that sent out to them. So it's like a housewarming gift / Christmas present. That's the plan. And then I have Bedtime Stories, which I'm working on for my wonderful, wonderful husband. And I'm doing this on gridded Lugana, which is so hard to find. And if you guys have any recommendations on stores, because I had gotten this online on eBay, and I went back to buy more from the same person, the same store, and they had sold out from the time I got this to like a week later. They had sold out, and they didn't know when they were getting more in. So if anyone knows where I can get 25 count, where it's relatively affordable and not always sold out, let me know, because that would be great. Put it in the comments down below. In any case, I'm still just working on the corner of this. Did 1,500 stitches for the month, but it's not too thrilling at this point in time. I am trying to do the full coverage thing that I know you all do. I'm more of a fan of jumping around, keeping it spicy, but I think it's cool to see these people that have a whole chunk done and then just kind of work their way down in this systematic sweep of color and completion. So I'm doing the best I can. I'm not perfect. I'm jumping around with it a lot, but this is all fully covered. So, and there's only maybe 10 different colors being used in this area, but there is some lighting and shading to it. I think it's very cool. It's a really nicely done design pattern. But anyway, so my plan is to just keep going with the brown. There's only a little corner on the picture of brown, so I'm going to try to get that complete, which I think would take me over a little bit more and then down. And if I could get a page done, which isn't going to be this month, but that's my overall goal. Complete one page and move on. So that's Bedtime Stories. Now my new starts. Oh wait, no, one more. My plant. I wanted to get this done this month, but I just had too many new things going on that I didn't finish them. And the other thing is I'm hand stitching this because I don't have a small hoop. I had one left and my dog chewed it up. my puppy who chews up everything. So I don't have a hoop anymore. I didn't want to get another one just for this project, so I've been trying to do it in my hands, and I don't really like hand stitching very much. It's clunky to me, and I know there's many of you out there that swear by it, and I think it's just based on what you're comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with it, so I'm trying to do hand stitching, but I don't enjoy it, so I keep putting off working on this project. But this is what I've done. So before I can show you a picture, I just had the top half done, and so I'm working on the bottom part now. That's as far as I did a little bit of the orange. So I think it ended up being like 500 stitches or something. I'm hoping to finish this section here in October, and then November I'm just gonna do this here and then be done with it. Ideally, it'd be great if I could do it all this month. It's less than 1,500 stitches. I just need to commit to it, but maybe if I get this one done, I could put this in here, and then I can get this one done if I finish this. Or switch them out. I suppose I could do that too. I'm just not a huge fan of having to switch out Q-snaps because it's so hard to get the clasp off that's over the fabric. So I don't do it very often. But okay, so that's it for whips for my works in progress. And now I have three new starts. So the one I had already gotten the pattern for last month, and I can't remember where I purchased it from. I have to look that up. But anyway, it's the Creation of Man, the Michelangelo, the one that's displayed on the Sistine Chapel, in the middle of the Sistine Chapel, when God's hand touches man on earth and brings life to him. It's such a beautiful piece. It's also a very daunting piece. I think it's over 106,000 stitches, so it's going to take me a long time to finish it. I think with the work that I've done so far, I haven't even reached 1% completion, so it's going to be a while. This one's a commitment, but I want it for my dining room. I think it'll be amazing once it's done. I just keep envisioning it, and it keeps me motivated to keep going. So the length of it is actually, this is where we're at so far. This is very long, and this isn't even the whole length. There's still maybe 2 inches more to the piece that I had to fold over on the end here. So it's you know, long and short and long. But this is all I've gotten so far with it. And it's interesting the way it looks, because there's not a lot of color, not a lot of DMC floss that needs to be used for this, not as much as in some others, especially for something so big and complex. I don't remember the total amount, but there's not a lot, maybe 30, which goes to show the lack of pigment they had back when the Sistine Chapel was painted, and still what amazing work they were able to do in spite of that. So that's a pretty cool thing. With this one, I had originally used thread to grid it out, because I've seen other people do that. So I ran thread through the length to mark the grid, and I hated it. I hated working around it. I hated the thread getting stuck. I mean, there's some places I feel like you can still see, like right in here, you can still kind of see where the thread was. I just don't like the way that looks. So, and it's gone. I mean, all the thread is gone, but it's like there's still grooves in the stitching, and it just doesn't, I don't like the way it turned out. So I'm marking it now with washable fabric pen because it needs to be marked. It's so complicated. So I'm kind of hooked on it now since I started that Bedtime Stories, to have a gridded canvas to work on, so that I can keep myself in check and not go astray. Especially with these small stitch counts, like this is 25 again, which seems to be what I like to use for full coverage pieces the best, but it's just so easy to make an error. So I just marked it. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out using it this way. I'm still kind of experimenting with things that work for me, but I'm going to try this marking method and see how it turns out. I'm happy that the blue matches relatively the blue of the thread, so it won't show through too much, I don't think, as opposed to if it were white or some other lighter color. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're at with the creation of man. And then I have two other starts. They're both stitch alongs too. So I just started discovering what a stitch along is, and I think I talked about it in the last FlossTube, that I don't know if I'd want to commit to something I don't really know what I'm getting. But with caterpillar cross stitch, they kind of give you a blurry image of what the final product is, so you can get a general sense of what you're stitching without seeing the finer detail work. And I think it's really helpful, so that I know at least I'm making some sort of tree with animals at the bottom of it. And I thought it would look nice enough and festive enough to be appropriate for a Christmas style decoration. So I might as well show that to you since I've been talking about it. We just got the first installment of the Hello Dear stitch along for caterpillar cross stitch on the 28th of September. I really enjoyed it. When I got it, I was super excited that I just quick stitched the whole thing in 2 or 3 days. I just happened to have a lot of downtime in the evening. It's harder for me to get time during the day, which is why it's so late. This FlossTube is so late. And because all day long I'm just working on stuff. But anyway, yeah, I have a lot of downtime in the evenings, and so I just did stitched right through. And so this is the first pattern, the first installment of the pattern for this stitch along, for the Hello Dear stitch along. So that's all completed, and the next piece comes out on the 12th, which I think is, yeah, the end of this week is the next installment. So I will maybe I'll do a midpoint FlossTube. I would love, oh shoot, I would love to do more FlossTube videos. I just wish I had the time. I want to make the time. Like, even now, I probably should be doing my dishes, but I want to make the time for this. So, okay, anyway. Now, the last one I want to show you is Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler from 2019. So this isn't the one they're doing this year. This is the one they did last year. But it is available on their website, and it is free to download. I thought it was super cool looking. This is the first. Well, I'll put a picture up of the whole thing, but you know, I'm working on the peacock in the middle. I had thought about making this for my daughter. She's my oldest. She's 19, almost 20, and has been in the same relationship for over 2 years. So I figure eventually if all goes well, they're probably going to get married. And I thought this would be a good wedding gift. I could put the year and her initials, the year of their marriage and their initials, on the finished product once they get engaged. And I wanted to like start it now, so whenever that happens, it's already mostly finished. I don't know if that's weird. Is it weird to pre-plan a wedding present that far in advance? I don't know. But anyway, I thought she would really like this, so I'm making it more for her. She likes minimal, simplistic things, so I'm just doing a color scheme in blue. And she likes nature, she likes animals, and that's why I thought this one would be most appropriate for her because of all the animals in it. So yeah, that's the plan, is to hold on to it, then eventually have it ready and framed for a gift whenever they're actually going to move forward with tying the knot. Watch me have it 10 years from now and it still not be completed. Anyway, that being said, and I explained all that to show you that I had added some silver thread at the top here on the plume, and I'm going to do it around the feathers. You look at the pattern here, and I'm showing you this because it's free. You don't, I mean, you can get it right on the website, but anyway, these loose bits here, like you can see, I shaded in where I stitched. That's all stitched, and these loose bits here, this I'm going to do in silver, like I did with the plume. I'm going to try it at least, see how it looks. If it looks like crap, I'm going to tear the whole thing out, you know, and just do it in the light blue. But I wanted to add a little bit of bling, some shininess to it, sparkle, because it's like for a wedding, so I thought it would be appropriate. But anyway, that's where I'm at now. So because it's so late in the month, I couldn't... Honey! Okay. I had to take the dogs out. And I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, so because of how late it is in the month, I had to go ahead and start stitching for October. Like, I waited a few days, but I just couldn't get to filming when I wanted to, and I can't wait till the 10th of October to start stitching, like, and go so long without stitching I'll go crazy. So anyway, so with this is the one I started on. I figured I'd just keep it to one piece. So all I've done in September was the plume and then the body, and that was it. So for this month, in October, I've done this feathers. I've added to it, so I think it's looking pretty cool. You see the different shades of blue that I used? I used 4 different shades. 790, if I remember correctly, 793, 797, 798, and 803. I think that's what I did. But, so my hope is to finish the outer feathers, these outer feathers, this month. Maybe do the silver. I don't know. I might save that to the next month. I don't know. And then I'll be done with the first part 1, and I can move on to part 2. We'll go from there. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'm going to be doing no new starts in 2021. I decided to participate in that, but all that means is that I feel like I need to keep starting things now, because I'm not going to do any once January hits. So I have another one coming in the mail. And I keep saying to myself, okay, this is going to be the last one. But I really think it is this time. I don't think I need any more besides this last one. So we'll see. But the issue is at least 2 of these I'm going to have done before the end of December. So I'm going into next year with maybe 8 or 9 pieces. I can't start any more than that until my birthday. I'm allowed to have one for my birthday, but that's September, so that's 9 months without any new projects, which is fine, but I wanted to make sure I have enough to work with. So I'm hoping to get a lot of progress done on the ones that'll be active during that time, because I won't be distracted by new things. Oh, and the stitch along will be done then too, I think. This will be done by then too. So 3 of the things I'm working on will be completed by the end of this year. I need another project. I don't think I have enough. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll do one more. Just one more, I don't know. If something pops up. I love watching other people's floss tubes, and then I see these, especially the samplers. I've gotten really into the samplers, and I see these really cool pieces, and I'm just thinking, I want that. So that's what happened with this one that's coming in the mail, which I'll show you when I get it in November. And I don't really have anything else as far as haul goes. So I did get this fabric from 123stitch.com, which, I'm sorry, I keep hitting my tripod, which I really like it. I really like the color. It was a little pricey though. It's like $34. And I wish I could find a place I could get a piece of fabric for cheaper than that, but I did pick up something at Hobby Lobby that I might use for this thing that's coming in the mail, so we shall see. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you, at the very latest, I will see you next month. So, bye!